Hey guys, I usually don't show my face at the beginning of these videos, but I wanted to make something a little different, and I'm trying to do different stuff, so hopefully you guys like it. And a few people have done this for sure on their channels before, but I wanted to make my top 10 favorite U.S. coin designs. I think this will be something cool, maybe even to look back on, see maybe if my tastes have changed, and you guys also, maybe you can compare your favorite coin finds to other people's coin finds, and it'd be cool. Maybe you guys let me know in the comments. What are your guys' favorite coin designs? Do you guys disagree with any of mine? I'd love to know. So anyway, I'm not going to talk too much more. Let's get into the video. Alright guys, number 10 for me is going to be the classic head half cent. Now, half cents are the smallest denomination the US has ever made, and obviously nowadays they probably don't have much of any use, but remember back in the day, when these coins were made, things were a lot cheaper, and so it was necessary in a lot of transactions for things to go down below the nearest cent. So I think it's kind of unique in that way. I think a lot of the history behind it is something something I always have to consider also when I'm picking my favorite coins. I'm not sure why. A lot of these I might not necessarily have like a decent argument as to my favorite coins, but they're favorites and opinions, so I guess you don't necessarily have to have a reason. But since I'm doing this video, I want to try to explain why as much as possible. But I don't know, for this one I'm not exactly sure why, but I really like how rectangular this design is. I really like it compared to some of the other designs they used for the half cent. I like it compared to all the other ones. And also, for one thing, for me, simplicity is a key, and a lot of these coins I picked because, they were absolutely stunning, they looked good uncirculated, they had a lot of simplicity in the design, and this is one of those coins. So it's definitely one of my favorite coins out there. They even look good in brown condition, as you can see. And this is just one example. It's an 1828, but they made these until they kept going with the different designs. And I just think Lady Liberty looks really good in this coin, and I think the reverse is also really beautiful. All right, moving on to number 9. Number 9 is the Flying Eagle cent, and this kind of goes with what I said in the last one, and the history and uniqueness about these coins is something I'm also considering, and that applies to this. They only made these for technically 3 years, although the 1856 is extremely rare, but I really like the portrait of the eagle in flight, and I think that looks really amazing. Reminds me a lot of the Gobrecht silver dollar. And I like the reverse. I think the reverse could use a little more of something, but I just like how this coin, there's not, you don't strain your eyes looking at it. It's easy to see what it is. And again, these coins look really nice and circulated. And I think the main focus for me is how the eagle looks. I think that is a fantastic design, and honestly, I would have loved it if they kept doing this design for a few more years, maybe into the 1860s or 70s. That would have been awesome. It would have been amazing to see this coin continue in circulation for more than it did. All right, moving on to number 8. Number 8 might be controversial because I see it sometimes on people's least favorite coins, but sometimes these coins can look kind of dull, but I think the bust, really not even the whole bust, just really the head of Lady Liberty, I think it's a type of design that they had never used, and I think it's cool because of that. And I like how the date's easy, the date's easy to read, it's easy to read In God We Trust. I love one thing I love about the reverse. I love the rays of sunshine showing behind the eagle, and I think the eagle looks really well too. They got a lot of detail on the eagle's head and even feathers when you can get these coins in nice shape. I think it's saying peace. I think that's really cool, and I just love this coin overall, and I think it's an absolutely beautiful design that I feel like is very underrated. All right, moving on to the next one. All right, number 7 is the capped bust half dollar, and I'm choosing the half dollar specifically because You know, you get, you know, with the dimes and the quarters, you don't get as much, you know, it's harder to view and appreciate the detail when it's a smaller coin. And so that's why I chose the $50. And again, this is an example of them doing a really good job of matching simplicity and also intricate detail, because if you look at the obverse here, there's not too much as far as actual carvings on the coin to look at. I mean, there are the stars on each side, there's the date, and there's the bust of Liberty. That's all that's really there. And, you know, the fields aren't crammed with words or wreaths or anything. And, but, you know, despite all of that, there's a lot of detail in this coin. And a lot of times, these coins retain their detail, even when they've been circulated, like this example here in 1832. And I love the detail they used for the eagle. The shield on it's really nice. I kind of like the ribbon effect they used for E Pluribus Unum. And I think it's a really great coin that I think honestly would have been amazing if they kept it and kept using it instead of replacing it with the seated design. All right, moving on. All right, we're going quite a bit ahead in time for number 6, and unfortunately there's not a double image here, but I will show you guys the reverse. And this is the Mercury dime design. Again, another one kind of like the piece dollar. It's very unique, and I like the wings on I'm assuming it's Lady Liberty as well. And I think that, you know, again, I love the uniqueness. I love the uniqueness on that's a lot of times why I chose a lot of these. And I think that, you know, that's something that they hadn't really diving into yet. And I think it's really cool. Taking a look at the reverse, you know, again, it's relatively simple with a lot of detail, and I think it fits into the design really well. And honestly, I would say if they tried to make instead of making this a dime, if they made it a quarter instead, I don't think it would have worked. I don't know why, but I think this design, I'm glad that they use this design for the dime rather than the quarter or the $50, because I think they would have overcrowded it, because I would say this coin is just on the stage of, like, not having too much detail, but having the right amount of detail and engravings on it. And it's a very striking coin. And again, these look absolutely stunning in uncirculated condition. I actually have a couple in uncirculated condition, and they are fantastic. All right. Our next one is once again going to be moving back in time a bit with the braided hair large set. Now, this actually used to be my favorite design of all of them, but that was kind of in my earlier days of coin collecting, and as I started, you know, learning about all the other coin designs, I started realizing, wow, there's a lot of really nice coin designs out there. And this is the braided hair specifically because I think the beads in the braid are cool. The hair is nice, and these coins retain a lot of their detail even when they're circulated. I like the big, thick font that they used in 1 cent. I like how hefty these coins feel in the hand. Once again, they look amazing uncirculated, and even circulated, they still look great. And they bring me back. These also are really cool because they bring me back to all the coins from those the colonial days, like the 1787 Connecticut copper coins. It reminds me a lot of that, and it reminds me a lot of early U.S. coinage, and that's kind of one thing that I associate. And these also aren't that inexpensive compared to some of that early coinage. It's one of those things where you can get a really cool piece of history, and you can get one of these coins on eBay and tell someone, you know, this is the size our coins used to be, the size of the small dollar coins. And again, as I've mentioned before, I think some of the history has to be accounted in it too. And it's like our 1 cent coins used to be this big and hefty. So I like it. I love the detail. I love I love how the face looks, and I just love everything about this coin. The date's easy to see, and that's another reason why I like the braided hair specifically, because on this one the date's easier to see. The beads in the braid are again really nice, and yeah, just one of my favorites. All right, number 4, I'm going to have to show you guys 2 different images again here, but we're diving into some of the classic commemoratives. These are some of my favorite some of my favorite coins. I have some absolutely amazing designs, and Originally, when I started making this video, I was gonna stick to ones where they made designs for like an extended period of regular circulation. These are specially minted, so it's not quite the same, but this is the Oregon Trail commemorative $50, and these they actually did make for quite a few years, unlike a lot of the other ones. And I will say, I will give a little spoiler, there's definitely going to be at least there's going to be the commemorative series that they started from the Columbus Exposition $50. Those types are definitely going to be shown again on this list. Yeah, this is the Oregon Trail. I love the portrait of the Native American on there. I don't know, I think it looks really cool, and not something that they show. And you know, it's one of those things where I like that they're actually, you know, they're making it clear that it is a Native American. With something like the Indian hat penny, the term Indian hat penny is actually somewhat inaccurate, because the coin on it was the person's head on the Indian hat penny was never actually meant to show a Native American. It was supposed to show Lady Liberty with this similar headdress on it. So I like that this one is clear that it is a Native American, and you know, people can't inaccurately give it a certain name. And the reverse is probably my favorite feature of the coin. I love that effect of the sun's rays in the background. Something that I love about the peace dollar also. I love that the date is clear. I love the wagon, the old style wagon, and I love it. I love this design, and the reverse is definitely my favorite part of the design. And it's one thing that you'll kind of see for me. Like a lot of ones I put higher or lower up on the list because I love one side better than the other. This is definitely a situation where I just love the reverse on this coin. I love it. All right, moving on to the top three is probably my second favorite classic commemorative. Actually, no, my second favorite classic commemorative. The reason why it isn't my number one favorite is because I think the eagle does look a little strange, but it doesn't necessarily look strange in a bad way. I just think they could have put a little more detail on the eagle, but again, this is one of those things where I think this is the reverse. I think it is. It is absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. This is the Connecticut commemorative, the Charter Oak $50. It is amazing. I mean, this coin has so much detail that I mean, obviously it says oak on it, but you can even tell that they put so much artistry into just the leaves. Just the leaves, period, have so much detail. And despite the detail, it manages to remain a coin where you don't have to strain your eyes to figure out what this coin, you know, what is depicted on the coin. It is absolutely beautiful. This is a beautiful coin. I don't own this one. I've always wanted to own it. It's one of my bucket listers. Connecticut. That's easy. It's easy to read. All the words are easy to read. And this side I think is cool too. The only thing is I wish that eagle looked a little, maybe a little different, maybe a little more detail on it. But overall, I just think, I mean, with that reverse just is absolutely killer. So definitely one of my favorites. Now we're going to go on to my number one favorite classic commemorative $50. And this is the 1915 Panama Pacific $50. This is one of the first classic commemorative $50 that they one of the earliest ones that they did. Obviously, the earliest was the 1892 and 93 Columbian Exposition, but people don't talk about this one as much. People talk about the gold coin, which if someone, you know, if you knew anything about coins and someone said, you know, have you ever heard of the Panama Pacific U.S. coin, you'd probably think of the gold coin, but I'm actually talking about the $50 here. I think mainly because sometimes the gold ones make it a little harder to see the detail. But I think they did it absolutely beautifully. And the reason why this is number one and the Connecticut one isn't in its place is because I think the eagle looks good here. I think there's a lot of detail on it. And something, again, you don't really see. It's standing on the shield. There's not too much as far as the wreath goes. I mean, it's not even really a wreath. I think that's kind of cool. I think the font, it's very easy to read. And I would say this is one of those things where both the reverse and the obverse are beautiful. Just an absolutely beautiful coin. Once again, I'm a huge fan of the sun's rays being in the background. The date's clear. Panama Pacific Exposition, that's also very clear. I just love, love, love this design. Definitely one of my favorites. All right, and number one, you guys might know what this is. This is the 1907 ultra high relief St. Gaudens double eagle. Now these coins are extremely rare and way, way, way out of my league to ever own one of these. These are extremely, extremely rare. And, we have, in a way, we have Teddy Roosevelt to thank for this because, he was the one who kind of helped these coins get into production because he wanted the U.S. to have more beautiful coins, and I definitely agree with that sentiment. And he helped these coins get into production, and yeah, these are absolutely beautiful. And what I said in the last clip of gold sometimes making the details not as prominent on coins, I've noticed, well, the high relief covers that for you. And again, I love it, and I love the simplicity, especially on the reverse. Like, the only words on the reverse are the the denomination and the legend, and all that stuff. And yeah, I love the coin. It's such a striking example. Very, very hefty coins as well. I mean, this is a $20 coin, so it is very, very hefty. And yeah. The front is amazing as well. Is again very reminiscent of the Walking Liberty $50, but I think this does it just a little bit better. Yeah, I think it's cool, and I like that the stars aren't crowding the design either. And yeah, an absolutely beautiful coin. And I think even someone who doesn't collect coins, even someone who knows nothing about it, if you showed them this coin, they'd probably be like, "Wow, that's really, really nice." So. Definitely my favorite coin design out there. And yeah, it's a very, very nice design. And I think that will do it. My top 10, just kind of going through them here. I have all the tabs open still. Number 10, number 9, number 8, number 7, number 6, number 5, number 4, number 3, number 2, and number 1. And that was actually opposite. So this is actually number 10. Yeah, I thought I'd make it, a different type of video because I don't usually make videos like this. But it's definitely something I wanted to make, and stay tuned because I'm probably going to do a top 10 least favorite U.S. coin designs as well. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.